Hi everyone and welcome to episode 4 of Coffee with Cheese. I'm your host Narciso Bomben. For today's episode, I didn't want to get too technical onto the side of finances and financial well-being, but rather focus on a topic that I think could help as we approach the holidays and maybe use the time for a little rest and relaxation and to recharge the battery, as they say. So to do that, I wanted to pull from a former financial advisor and coach and author in our industry by the name of Nick Murray. So Nick has a lot of great pieces of advice, but as it relates to behaviors and temperament, there's something I wanted to share with you today. Now, Nick takes it from the perspective of using it as you invest your money, but I think this applies to anything to do with your finances as well as your physical and mental well-being. So he talks about an approach around having faith, discipline, and patience. Let me explain a little bit. I think faith is pretty straightforward, and this is not blind faith, but rather whatever we are setting out to try and achieve, and I'm talking now more about a bigger goal and big change in our life, you need to start and have the faith and belief that you're going to be able to achieve it. Because if you don't, it's going to be very difficult or next to impossible, okay? So it's also important to have the strategies in place to make sure that your goal, your outcome can be achieved. And this is where the discipline comes into place. And this is probably the most important thing. So whether these are daily routines or weekly or monthly, doing the right behaviors over and over to achieve what it is you're after is very critical. And this is where a lot of people, whether they're doing it on their own or sometimes through the advice of the professional, need to spend extra time to make sure they follow through on their commitments to themselves, quite frankly. And then ultimately, you need to have the patience. We're talking about more fundamental changes, whether it has to do with your net worth, whether it has to do with your physical well-being. Things don't change overnight. So you need to be easy on yourself and not too hard on yourself, and have the patience that if you keep doing the right things and the right behaviors, that in time, the results you want will be achieved. So to kind of wrap up this topic, I wanted to borrow from a quote that I remember reading about years ago, and quite frankly, I've given it my own variation. And it goes like this: where you are today has very little to do with where you can be in the future. It does not dictate your future. Okay, we are where we are today. Needless to say, 2020 has been a difficult year and a challenging year, and quite frankly, a different year for all of us. And it has us dealing with different things. But where you are today does not dictate your future. Stay focused on what it is you want to change and the success that you want to achieve. Thanks again for watching today. I want to take this opportunity, just in case I don't do an episode next week, to not only wish you and your families and loved ones a very happy holiday season, but also a prosperous 2021. Hopefully the faith, discipline, patience that I talked about will serve you well going into 2021. As always, feel free to comment, reach out, leave any questions. And also, I'd like to start inviting you to a virtual coffee with myself. If you have anything you want to discuss, it'd be my pleasure to do so. Bye for now and have a great rest of the day.